Good morning, everyone. Hello, how is everybody? So we've got some comments already. Anais says, my first time catching a live. I'm very excited. And of course, it's hi, Shan and all. My excitement got the best of my manners, lol. Hello, welcome. Susan says, good evening, peeps. How are you, Shan and all the lovelies? Very well, thank you, Susan. How are you? Caroline says, happy Advent, Shan and peeps. Hello, welcome, Caroline. So, how is everyone today? I'm not sure that these are even secret pajamas. This is the jumper that is made from the same fabric as the Sirocco I finished yesterday, which you'll be seeing more details about later on in today's Vlogmas, which I have a tiny little bit of editing left to do. So it'll be going up at 5 o'clock as usual. The only time the Vlogmases are going to go up early is if I've got a proper video to go up that afternoon. So yeah, secret PJs. I've got my fluffy boots on. I've even got the infinity scarf on from the excess Atelier Brunette fabric. I wonder if I can get this one around my neck 3 times because it would be warmer if I could. It's quite chilly down here. It's only 17 degrees at the moment. Oh, I wanted to show you as well. I left the branding on. It just happened to hit at exactly the perfect place, so I've left the branding on. I thought that was cute. Can I get this around my head 3 times? Will I choke myself? Fingers crossed I won't die. I mean, the answer is yes. Does it just look like I have a giant weird thing of fabric around my neck now, though? Yes, a little bit. Can I get it out? Can I get out of it? Yes, I can. Maybe I need to make them a little bit. Well, I'd see the reason I make them is because I don't want to waste any of the fabric because it was ridiculously expensive. This stuff is $22.50 a meter. So, like, maybe if I made it a bit shorter, then it would go around twice and not look quite so chunky. Like this. I think it looks slightly better with the yeah, it looks slightly better with the original jumper that the fabric came from. But I'm refusing to get rid of like this giant chunk of fabric, and I don't really have anything else for it to go with. I have kept like the fairly decent sized scraps. I think people make like cotton face pads out of them and stuff. So yeah, I need to put up another thing saying, does anyone want? No, I said I was just going to put them up in the shop, didn't I, for my bundles of fabric, because I've got 4 cubby holes full of scrap fabric again. So yeah. Positive Thread says, happy 3:30 a.m. Wow, it's very early. Very, very early. You should be asleep. But welcome. Thank you for joining us, even though you should be asleep. Julia says, good morning, Shan and everyone. Good morning. Elena says, hello, lovely Shan and Peeps. Hello. Joe is here. Good morning. Crockett TP. Priscilla. Morning, catching the live while the family sleeps. Priscilla. Yay. I promise I hadn't seen that. I was just trying to remember from my name, and then you've helped. Thank you. So Caitlin says, hello everyone. Hello. Elena says, how are you today? You look gorgeous. Thank you. Nimue says, hello everyone. I'm lazing about with tea and crochet because I forgot to change my laptop last night, and my next sewing step would be ironing, where there's no free socket to reach. Maverick says, morning shining peeps from a very overcast Kent. Good morning. Joe says, what about making some undies with your leftover jersey? Yeah, no, the pieces like how, so let me grab the pieces. They're around here on the side here. For a start, they're French Terry. The cotton jersey I'm totally keeping for underwear making purposes. These are French Terry, and that's the sort of piece that I'm talking about. So I mean, there's a cuff in there, perhaps even a neckband. So yeah, there's a cuff in there. So maybe I could get a couple of cuffs out of that. And yeah, look, I mean, this stuff was $22.50 a meter. I cannot bring myself to throw this away. But what the fluff remover things, like I've got one of those magic ones. Like I can't bring myself to not to like, I've cut off all the scraggly bits. Like, but they're like, just, do you know what I mean? I can't bring myself to recycle these bits. And we all know what I'm like. I am not going to like use these things. I'm going to hoard them because I can't throw them away, and then I won't use them. But I know some of you guys do, so that's why I put the scrap bundles together. Like there's some really decent sized pieces in some of the viscose ones and things like that. So yeah. Yeah. But yeah, today's plan is we are going to at least get these prepped for sewing. That's all my cotton jersey. So the cotton jersey I will keep for underwear making purposes, for sure. For sure. Nimoy says, an almost solid loop scarf is always useful to pair with all sorts of outfits. Yes. I'm just wondering, maybe I should make this a little bit like narrower so that it's closer fit to the neck. But I can't bring myself to cut that bit of fabric off. Silver Fox says, hello peeps. Is that the first knit Sirocco? It is the first knit Sirocco of the season, and the matching jumper that goes over the top. And this does look like PJs, I have to admit. It does look like PJs. Like the Sirocco underneath is an outfit that I would go out in, but this kind of looks like I'm wearing a PJs. But you know what? I'm warm and I don't care. So Barbara says, hi Shannon Peeps, happy Vlogmas from a very hot Melbourne. Hello, good evening. Nia says, here but on the big TV so can only chat on the phone. Hello, Big Bird. James is catching up with Vlogmas as well, so yay. He's getting nostalgic. He's been rewatching all the old Vlogmases as well. He keeps messaging me just going, oh my gosh, I can't remember I did this. Yep. Barbara says, I would be holding on to the pieces as well. Bethany says, morning all, in bed with a cold. Did we figure out whether the Goldhawk Road shops were closed on a Wednesday? We didn't. I don't think they are. I don't think they are. I really don't think they are. I didn't do any research though. I'm sorry. I'm kind of this like I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I'm putting off till January, like organising the Croatia holiday and the sorting out the Goldhawk Road meetup and all that kind of stuff. Is just like that's future January Sean's problem. December Sean is concentrating on getting a Vlogmas up a day, attempting to keep up with shorts and filming some proper videos as well and editing everything. Because yeah. So yeah, I haven't looked Bethany, but I will. Joe says very warm undies. Yeah, I don't want French Terry undies, I don't think. These might be good for the, have I got the, hang on, I'm going back into fabric Narnia. I was amusing myself the other day, if nothing else, but so glad you guys were laughing at me too. Right. Now, the trouble is, since I've reorganised everything, I don't know where anything really is. I'm looking for the Rigel bomber jacket. which is probably in the jacket part. Hang on. That's dresses, shirts. Aha! Here we go. Try not to knock myself out. Hello! Didn't disappear. Do you know what? Some of those small parts, if I picked the right kind of fabrics, could work really well for the Rigel bomber jacket. So yeah, I've got all started to get my patterns out for all the stuff that I want to do this month. But the first one is the Gable t-shirt. There it is. And I have got fabric behind you guys for 1, 2, 3 more Siroccos this month. And yeah. Yeah, so please turn the iron on so I can iron my pattern pieces flat. We're going to go for a variety of sleeve lengths depending on the amount of fabric that I've got for each of these. So we're going to need to iron all of those sleeves flat. Let's see. Linda says, I see some type of quilt style jumper from all the Terry pieces. Yeah, there's also the diamond sweater from Misusu. Yeah. Oh, also, I'm kind of stepping on Vlogmas's toes this afternoon. But what's your guys' experience with Ponte fabrics? Because this, oh, there we go. There's two on here, but this is the jumper that I made from this Ponte fabric for this set, and I love it, but I just never wear it. I wish it was a button up, a zip up. And then this is the trousers from the same fabric. Can you see how much it's pilled? This is exactly the same fabric. And this was an inexpensive Ponte. And I mean, to be fair, they have been washed and worn an awful lot. I'm going to do a close-up in this evening's Vlogmas, so you'll probably be able to see it better on there. But the French Terry that I use, this was an expensive French Terry. And that's massively bubbled and pilled as well. So I have 3 pairs of these and I want to make more. But I'm trying to decide, do I splurge on more expensive Ponte fabric because it's not going to do the pilling thing? Or do I just go back to the fabric room, buy their Ponte for £3.15 per metre plus VAT and make myself another set of these because they're quick to make. I wear them a lot. Make myself another couple of pairs and give these to Dad as garden rags, and then just embrace the fact that because I wear and wash them so often that they are going to pill. What's your guys' experience of, has anyone worked with more expensive Ponte? And yeah. Glenda says, hello Shannon Peeps, procrastinator here, need to organise sewing room and living room. You're going to have to keep me company, at least that's the plan. We can do that, Glenda. We can be moral support. Look how beautiful my threads look. Look how beautiful. And I've cleaned out 5 cubby holes. I feel so bad. I mean, to be fair, one of them was my zips, and I've just moved my coffee machine so that zips can go where the coffee machine went, and then the faux fur's gone over there. I think I've told you guys this in the hangout, in the Vlogmas, haven't I? This is the trouble. I've been waffling so much, I forgot what I told you and when. It was like when I was talking about this fabric, I was like, I'm sure I've told you about it. And it's like, no, that's coming out in the December fabric haul video. Like, oh, it's all blending into one. Yeah, I've cleaned out 5 cubby holes. So my fabric consumption, while still high, has been lower than it usually is, and I have been sewing a lot more. So yeah. Silver Fox says it looks awesome, but yeah, together it a bit like PJs. Warm is more important. Yeah, I think because this has got such a deep V, like without wishing to be like, but hello, here are my boobs. But hello, here are my boobs. Because this has got such, I mean, actually, McCalls have just released a bunch of patterns like this. So have Deer and Doe. They're or something dress. Like, because it's got the cleavage in the, it's nice with the long sleeves though. I think I need to do that if I have enough fabric. Sorry, totally distracted. But the minute you take the cleavage away, it turns into PJs. But the minute the cleavage is there, it's like, ah, that looks like a, yeah. So yes, but you know what? It's warm, warm. I did come down today in just the Sirocco, which is short sleeves. The sleeves come to here because this jumper was down here because I'd been filming with it. And so it was like I braved the outside in short sleeves. It wasn't that bad. And it was very nice to put this on and then just suddenly be immediately warmer. Yeah. Caroline says the ones I checked, Oya, Dazzle, etc. are all open. Oh, thank you so much, Caroline. So I think we're going ahead with the Wednesday meetup then. Joe says, ooh, is there enough French Terry scraps for a not front winter headband to keep your ears warm? There might be from this. You might need to post that in the Peeps group if you wouldn't mind, Joe. My eyelashes are looking terrible at the moment. They're all, I go and get them done every 3 weeks. And usually, like the next time I get them done, then the 3-week appointment after that, they won't really need a lot. But then the 3-week appointment after that, I really ought to make it at 2 weeks. I ought to do 3 weeks and 2 weeks and 3 weeks and 2 weeks. And I think I might do that next year because I really would have liked these done last week because they're looking a little bit sparse. So yes. Bethany says thank you to Caroline. Susan says can't believe how much content you're putting out. I'm not complaining, but January may need to be a rest month so you can catch up on sleep. Believe me, I'm not losing sleep because I'm not going to bed on time. I'm losing sleep because pain is stupid. But yeah, January is going to be a much quieter month. January, we're going back to the 1 proper video a week, and then the Patreon waffles with the shorts as well. I have some Patreon peeps to say hi to as well. Okay, and the long sleeve. Okay, so that's my Gable pattern ironed. Like I say, I have some Patreon peeps to say hi to as well. Some more Patreon peeps. I have my list. So the first one is Karen Ames. Welcome, Karen. Goldfish Circus. That is an awesome name. I love it. Dawn Ack. Jessica O. Fasmiel. I think Miel is French for honey, but I don't know if that's got any relation to your name. Kate Prendergast, hopefully I've said that right, and Val Timon. So welcome to all of you. Thank you so much for signing up to Patreon. I hope you're enjoying the waffles over there. I have them scheduled until next Thursday. So there's 2, no, hang on, dates are hard. I've got 4 more scheduled, so 2 more weeks scheduled, which I know is a little bit behind. Yeah, I've got some scheduled up to the 15th. I kind of think I'm going to run out of steam though after that because of doing Vlogmas. So hopefully you guys will forgive me over on Patreon. I will do a couple of videos, but they're probably going to only be once a week for the last 2 weeks of Christmas. Because, yeah, I'm going to run out of things to say otherwise. Let's see, where did I get to? The chat. Ashley says, hello everyone, hello. Nimoy says, that definitely answers my question if the jumper fits over the jumpsuit. Yes, and it's just us here, so comfy and warm is most important. Who cares if it looks a little bit like PJs? Might be a jogger set. Yes, exactly. I really am so pleased that the only bit that I had to cut out of the other fabric was the internal back waistband, but everything else is out of this fabric. And when Alex arrives, hopefully I get to say thank you again to her for sending this to me if she comes today. Gig Racer says, good evening, Sian and Peeps. Hope you're all well. Loving the new Sirocco. Thank you. I was so careful with my editing for the vlog, for the December plans and fabric haul. And the bit where I'm doing like, welcome to Knitmas, there was supposed to be Knitmas in red across the bottom of the screen, and I somehow deleted it. I'd watched it through like 3 times just to make sure I hadn't fluffed anything up, and then I managed to fluff that up, so I'm a bit annoyed with myself, but I can't add it in post. And if I want to change it, I have to take that video down, re-edit it and re-upload it, and I'll lose all those views. So it is what it is, but never mind. Diana says, hello, I'm here. Hope everyone is well. Just got the news. I'm going to be a grandma for the first time. Now looking at all the baby patterns. Oh, how exciting. Congratulations. Elena says, congratulations as well. Eliza's here. Good morning. A chilly 18 degrees Fahrenheit or -8 in Ohio. Brr. Christine says, I use French Terry that was £18 a metre and that has pilled really badly. On the plus side, the glitter bits on the flowers haven't rubbed off despite machine washing and tumble drying. Yeah, I don't tumble dry any of my clothes anymore because I have found that it pilled my scuba dresses particularly. But yeah, I don't tumble dry any of my clothes anymore. I tumble dry the fabric when I first get it to help it do the shrinky thing. But then when it's actually into clothing, I don't. But yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards getting a bunch of stuff from the fabric room because it's £3.15 a metre. Yes, you have to order 3 meters, but I can make a bunch of stuff from it. And another thing that I noticed during my dress ban was that I felt more comfortable in bottoms that were plain when I had a plain top. So if I had, because I think Lauren said, oh, could you make the Sirocco trousers into jogging bottoms? And yes, I totally can. And I'm going to, but I'm going to do it with a plain fabric rather than a patterned one like this, because I did think about it and then having it as a set like this. But then I was just like, ooh, actually, I didn't feel comfortable with patterns on the bottom and plain on the top. This is fine. And obviously the jumpsuit is fine. But if I do make these as bottoms only, it will be in a plain fabric to go with all of the t-shirt or the jumpers that I've made out of the patterned French Terrys, which kind of bodes well because like the more expensive French Terrys can be, you know, I get this jumper out of 1 meter, so, or the Sheridan out of 1.5 meters. So yeah, but I'm thinking I might just, because Dad will use these things. Oh, I need to show something to Dad before I came down here. I'll show him later. Dad will use these as garden rags and cleaning rags, so they won't, you know, they will get used like until they actually die. But I'm starting to feel a bit scruffy in them because they're so pilled. And when I got the originals out, which again you can't really see on this camera, but I will be doing a close-up of them because I talk about it in this afternoon's Vlogmas. When I got the original fabric out, it was just like, oh wow, that's so different. So I'm thinking it's just going to be, it's the nature of the fabric rather than the expensiveness of the fabric. Good Gracer says, congratulations to Diana, such exciting news for your family. Elena says, Sian, how many times did you try shirts with that opening on the chest and hated it? Exactly, that's why I've not bought That's why I've not bought those McCalls patterns or the new Deer and Doe pattern. I have not done it because you're right. I have tried it a couple of times and hated it. But doing this, it does look kind of cute. Oh, and the shirt as well. I know. I will not actually do it, but it does come. There's one of the McCalls patterns that I was so tempted by is like a dress with like a pair of sleeves that go over the top of it, and it's just like, oh, that's so pretty. I need it. And it's like, no, you don't. You don't like that thing on you. You've tried it many, many times. So yeah. Yeah. Una's here. Hey peeps. How's things, Shan and Peeps? Very well, thank you, Una. Congratulations on your overlocker. I saw that you've won. Congratulations. Nimue says congratulations to Diana. The most wonderful reason to switch your sewing plans around. Definitely. And Una says good luck to Glenda with this sewing room reorganization. Trying to keep track of all the conversations. And Una says, yes, enjoying the waffles, caught up yesterday. Awesome. Glenda says, congratulations to Diana. Nimue says, ooh, I'm a Patreon video behind, but biathlon season has started, so I have more stuff to watch and the week was busy. No worries at all. They're always there for you to go back to whenever you're ready. So yeah. Glenda says, thank you to Una. She will need that. Nimue says, and I think while you're giving us daily Vlogmas, it's perfectly fine if you skip a few Patreon waffles. It's not like we're getting nothing far from it. This is true. Tristan's here. Good morning. Good morning. Mim's here. Hi, Shan. How are you today? And hello, everybody. Very well, thank you. How are you? Silver Fox says, plain bottoms sounds like the way to go. Much more usable with the rest of the wardrobe. Yes. Susan says, congratulations to Diana. It's so different from being a parent. Best job ever being a grandma. My poor mum, she didn't get any grandbabies. Got grandkids, but the youngest was 10. So yeah. Nimue says, we should all be very proud of Shan for behaving on Black Friday. She didn't even take me up on my offer to add a few patterns to pattern wishes to my order. I know, I was so good. I was really tempted, but actually Elizabeth asked me a question. I was going to talk about it in one of the vlogmases, but I'll chat about it here as well. She was like, now that you're getting more confident in your pattern smooshing, she phrased it much better than this. She was like, is that one of the reasons that you're kind of like looking at patterns and thinking, no? And you're not wrong. Like I had a really long list. I still have it there. But when I kind of put them all into my basket and looked at them, it was like, I've got something that's similar to that I could, if I tweak this, this, and this, I'll end up with that pattern. So yeah, I think that the more confident you get with pattern smooshing, which technical term, you do kind of come to the realization that actually these are all minor tweaks on the theme, and they're all drafted from the same block. So of course, I mean, there's some like some of the Vogue patterns, like that pirate shirt that I will get to, although there is no length and shorten line, and I know it's going to be too short-waisted for me, so I have to work out how to do that. You know, there's some that I'm just like, ooh, and one of the ones that I really wanted was like it's quite an old Vogue pattern. I think it's like 4 or 5 seasons old now, but it's with all the paneling in it and giant mutton, like Lego mutton sleeves, but I'll leave those off because I prefer my volume in my sleeves down here. But yeah, I was just like, yeah, I can hack all of this. Like I don't, and I have, once these have moved, I've got to get 4 rows of, I've got to get these patterns into that space, and that's not going to happen. So I need to go through my patterns again at some point and have a reorganize. But again, that's January Shan's problem, not December Shan's problem. So yeah. Una says, thank you, Shan. Still sinking in. It is a beautiful dress. It is a beautiful dress. Una won the overlocker at the Northern Frocktails for best dressed. I think I got that right, haven't I, Una? And then this says, totally off topic, those wonderful laces from your calendar would also look awesome on waist piece of the Vogue 9076. Oh yeah, they would. They're not actually a pair though. They're a mirror image. So I think what I'm actually going to end up doing with them is cutting them apart and kind of using them like asymmetrically across the bodice, I think, because they're not, because if they were a mirror image of each other, I would try and make a collar out of them. But unfortunately that, yeah, they're asymmetric, they're identical, not like mirror images of each other. They're identical, so they're doing that rather than that, if that is a visual representation. Una says, just need to figure out whether to keep my Janome 6234 XL or the price of the Husqvarna Amber S100. Anyone got any experience of the latter? I'm afraid not. I am a Benina girl, as you guys know. Moran says, hello peeps, don't feel like that great, but I know all the waffles will make me feel better. Well, come and join us and we shall keep you company and hopefully distracted. And then Una says, yes, Shan, Northern Frocktails. We need to have a Southern Frocktails. Maybe I should try and organise something in Southampton. Right. All this waffling is not getting anything done, is it? So let's reorganise stuff because I've made a mess. I mean, when do I not make a mess? But I have made a mess already. I am like, as Rachel Maxey would say, human tornado, although I don't think I'm quite as human tornado-y as she is. Oh, a couple of you were asking what Mum was working on during the time-lapse in the video the other day. And it was the second iteration of this little guy. Isn't he cute? And she's not very happy with this one, so I'm not going to show you the face because she's going to redo the head. But if Natida ever watches this, the remnants of the parrot fabric that you sent me have been turned into a cat. Actually, this is all fabric from my stash because Mum doesn't really like pink, but her friend does. But she's made 2 of these now. I still think she needs to put a yarn X in that area. But he's going to have some surgery because she's not very happy with his face. He needs a new face, apparently. So, yeah. Eating my own hair. Nimue says, every time you declare smooshing a technical term, I think of Eccleston's doctor taking pride in coming first in jiggery pokery. I love it. Yes. Nimue says that cat is adorable. It is. It's a Funky Friends factory pattern. Funky Friends. Hi. That is what Mother was working on in the background. Okay, so I'm going to need the pins, which I have left over here because I'm not intelligent. And I'm going to want my drink as well. And I was going to carry on last night and get all these t-shirts prepped for actual sewing today, but that didn't happen. I mean, it was 6:30 when I finished, and I fully intended to like stay down here and get some t-shirts prepped, at least one, but no, that did not happen. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, I only bought a meter of all of these because apparently that's what I do now. And I'm probably only going to be able to get a short sleeve t-shirt out of this, which is slightly annoying, but never mind. Hopefully I can get the 3/4 sleeve out of this one. That would be nice. But this is lemons and parrots, because who doesn't need lemons and parrots in their wardrobe? Gosh, this fabric is rolling horribly. Yeah, is that wide enough? Is that wide? It is wide enough. So I will unroll everything and pin the rolling edges down. seriously, I forget my head if it wasn't screwed on. Your mantener. So yeah. But when this jersey is it like kind of rolls over at the edge, I like to go around and unroll it and then put pins in to keep it unrolled, just so that I can try and maximize the use of the fabric. I think I got this from Jellyfish Fabrics, but I'm not 100% sure. Which, I'm sorry, I know that's not helpful. When I get to the chat. Conchetta says, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Elena says, have you seen the Jeanette pants by Deer & Doe? I have, and they are awesome. But I think, let me double check. Deer & Doe. Yeah. They are really, really, really nice, but I have the Narcisse, and I think they're very similar to the Narcisse. I think I prefer the Narcisse. Yeah. This has got 2 pleats at the front, and this is a smoother line, and I actually think I prefer this one. And there's another pair of pants or trousers that Deer & Doe have done, which have kind of like a fold, a pleat over the front, and they are very similar to a pair of Victory Patterns trousers that one of you lovely lot gave me. So I won't be getting those either. Helen says, good evening from New South Wales. I think I've got that right. First time I've been awake. Can't wait to see the rest of your Knitmas Makes. Amazing plans. Ah, thank you. Yeah, I'm already enjoying it. Knit projects are so satisfying because they're just so quick. Although I did wear my Paola t-shirt yesterday that I've made out of the viscose jersey, and actually it was really quite big on me. So I'm trying to decide if I go back and retrace it, which kind of negates the point of me doing patterns that I'm trying to not do too many new to me patterns because of time constraints. I think what I'm actually going to do is sew it with a larger seam allowance than the pattern calls for, because I think the sizing's pretty good, but I have done that one in a viscose jersey and it is quite a loose fabric. It can be quite clingy, but I think for the ribbed knit, I'm going to experiment, because the ribbed knit was a remnant that was half price. So in my head, it's wearable muslin fodder, and it's wearable muslin fodder for the really expensive meat milk fabrics that I was talking about in the fabric haul. But I know I love these Gable tees. I know I wear them. They fit me really well. I've like tweaked it to exactly how I want it to fit me. The original was a lot longer, and I've taken all of that length off because of the way I like to wear stuff and the stuff I like to wear on the bottom of my clothes. So, you know, like I don't want the bulk, and also because my hip spring is this bit here. I found that when they were sitting all the way down here, they kind of started rolling up, but when they sit here, I've got that measurement right. It's quite a pronounced curve on this pattern. as you can see, that actually does fit me really well. One thing about Jennifer Lauren patterns, I don't have to lengthen them. They are long enough in the torso for me, which is quite nice. So just getting, I don't know if this is even the front or the back. It's the front. Getting that pinned into place. And I'll do my standard thing of marking it with like the white pin for the front and the orange pin for the back, because I'm going to need to take the pattern pieces off so I can cut the next set out, because I want to get 5 of these cut out today, if not sewn by the end of the day. So yeah. G Grace says lemons and parrots equals gorgeous. Yeah, it's part of the citrus collection, but I thought, you know what, if I'm doing this, let's just take, because there's this and then an all over lemon print. I was like, let's just do them because I'm going to do knitmas, so let's just get it done. Judy's here. Hi peeps, finally made it to hang out whilst I slave over my machine embroidery. It's sunny in Yorkshire at the moment. Welcome Judy, hello. Natalie says good morning. Gracer says I have an overlocker I inherited, Vanessa 644D. I have no idea how to use it. I want to sew more with knit projects as I mostly wear knit garments. Plus the quick factor is a massive plus. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was scared of my overlocker for 5 years. I bought it because I had the money at the time, and I was just like, yes, I'll have the top of the line of everything. And they talked me out of getting the combination overlocker cover stitch, which he talked me out of buying that machine, but then didn't say we do a separate cover stitch, would you like that? He just talked me out of spending an extra £400 on this combination machine. He's like, you'll never, it's really difficult to switch between the two, you'll never use it like that. I was like, okay. So I bought the top of the line of everything because I had the money, and then it sat in its box for 5 years. And that's why I do French seams and bias binding, because I'm scared. I was scared of my overlocker. And then it just got to the point with like, this is ridiculous. And there's videos on my channel, I think I've left them up, of my first experiments with knit projects. And they weren't great, but I used really inexpensive fabric and it was just playing around with it. And now I love it. So yeah, just, it's one of those things. It's like, just do it. You can do it. I am going to totally regret that this is not, we're not set up for cutting out mode. We're set up in sewing configuration, which is a little bit of a pain, but never mind. Because ideally, I now want to get to this edge of the table so I can cut that side out, but I can't. So I'm going to spin it around whilst it's all pinned, which is really not something that you should do, but I do frequently. So yeah. And then I will remember when I cut the next piece out that I need to be able to have access. This fabric is so pretty. I wish I could remember where I got it from. Sorry. Annie says, hi, I'm new here. I'm in Norway. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Have you got anything on your sewing table whilst you hang out with peeps? I've not even checked to see if I'm going to have flower or parrot boobs. Whoops. Okay, so let's cut in my notch, mark in the sewing or sewing up to line with my friction pen. And then I can take this off of the pattern piece and see if we're going to have parrot or lemon boobs. But you know what? I have only got 1 meter of this, so I can't be precious about it. I can't be like, because I want as long a sleeves as I can get out of this as well. So I'm just having to be economical with fabric rather than pattern placement. And I would rather buy less fabric and do that than buy extra fabric for pattern placement. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't think that, like, I think I'm going to have a flower boob, but do you know what? That's fine. That's totally fine. So I've put my white pin in. This denotes the front. It's just my color coding for me. The orange pins denote the back. And I'll use Mum's table as well. So this will be pieces that I've cut out, pieces to cut out. So this is kind of like how my process works when I'm doing this. So I'm taking out all the pins that I'd put in to flatten out the rolled up fabric portions so that we can rejig. And then this is going to make amazing knickers and possibly a soft bra. So I will keep the scraps for this, and also it's a cotton jersey, so I could even use it as the gussets because it is cotton jersey, which I believe, I mean, I might be talking completely out of my backside when I'm saying that, but I believe that cotton jersey is meant to be used for that kind of thing. Even if you use kind of like other fabrics for the main body of the knickers, like scubas and stuff like that, you want breathable. You want breathable. Right, so let's position things as economically as we can. Now, is that going to be wide enough? Right, so I need to move that along a little bit. Where was I? Nimra says we're about to have lunch, so I'll be back in a bit, but I had the same experience with Jennifer Lauren patterns when I made the Felicity dress. No extra length needed. Aha! Una says to Gig Racer, did you buy it locally? A lot of machine shops will do lessons on how to use their projects. Otherwise, YouTube is your friend. Yes. Natalie says, hi, Annie. Welcome to the chaos. Yes. Elena says, that rib knit is so pretty and will match the wool suit in your plans. It will indeed. That is one of the ways that I'm planning on wearing it. For sure. Good eye, Elena. Is that enough room? Yes. Right. So let's do the same thing for the top of the roly fabric. Pin those together. Una says, I'm twiling a Joan Wiggle dress top with the Hepburn top bishop sleeves, just twiling the top itself first. That sounds immense. Ooh. Yeah, as you guys know, charm patterns are my Make 9 plans for next year. My year of projects that scare me. I got this such a nice compliment. I'm like, you guys, I think I've told you, but I'm a patron of Gertie's, and I was having some issues with one of the discount codes, and I messaged on Patreon just saying, oh, I'd really like to use this one because it runs out sooner, and I, like my previous one I didn't use and it's run out now, so I really would like to use this code on the Lana dress. And I got a message back, and the lady that I've forgotten the name, I'm so sorry, that's terrible, isn't it? I took a screenshot of it if I kept that, because I was just it was just like, oh. She's like, thank you for the shout out, and I'm a patron of yours, and it was just like, oh, it's so nice. Where is it? Albums. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Oh, I can't switch to Patreon profile. There we go. Yeah, it's not working. But I got the I'm so sorry because I've completely forgotten your name, but the lady who runs the Patreon for Gertie has watched my channel and is a patron of mine, and she was just like, ooh, there's some amazing releases coming up in January or coming up next year for your Make 9 possibilities, so maybe leave a space open. I was like, I mean, that's not spoiling anything for anyone because everybody knows that Gertie's going to be releasing new patterns next year. But yeah, so I have kept a space free for a new release next year. And one of the ones that I would like to do is the Hepburn top and the Joan Wiggle dress, but they're both knit projects. So I'm thinking maybe I combine those into one like you're doing, because that sounds amazing because I love the sleeves on that Hepburn top. Right, so let's cut out the back and then see if I can squeeze out the long sleeves from the bit that I've got left. Fingers crossed we can. Why did I get to with the chat? Helen says, how often do you get your scissors sharpened? They sound good. I have had these for 3 years and I have never once had them sharpened. They are the Kai shears. They were a kind gift from KK and I rave about them at every opportunity. These are the Kai 7250 high carbon stainless made in Japan, L16. I think so, that's 16 inches. These are, I love them. And she gave me the pinking shears as well, and even mum steals these all the time. She loves these as well. So yes, I haven't ever had them sharpened and I've been using them as much as I do for 3 years and they are still amazing. Gia Gracer says to Una, no, I inherited it from my sister-in-law's mother, not my mother-in-law, after she passed, as was a dressmaker. No manuals, and I think it's missing its threading tools. Ooh. Ooh. Rachel Lynn says, good morning. I'm not really awake, but I am here. I'm working on 2 Harper cardigans today. Nice. Nice. Nimaway and Rachel Lynn, I need to set up listings for you for the things that you want to buy, don't I? I will get it done. I will get it done. My website is changing massively next year, so the shop is going to be down and not available for a while. Whilst again, that's January Sean's problem. It's not December Sean's problem. But if anybody, like, don't panic if the website isn't there. Basically, it's coming. It's getting a giant rejudge and vamp, and yeah. Gia Gracer says it also probably needs a service. My local store will do it and also run lessons. Just had to get to a regular weekly lesson with shift work. Tia says, hi Shannon Peeps. I'm not feeling too great as I have earache, but I have taken painkillers and powering on cutting a Nina Lee Camden skirt in black cobra corsage while watching you. That sounds awesome. Una says, remember to like the live, Peeps. Yes, we've got 106 of us, 36 likes. Natalie says scuba knickers. Ugh, yeah, no, not great. But I do keep all my scuba scraps for making bikinis because the ones that I made a couple of years ago have done like 4 holidays and done really well. And I have a lot of different bikini patterns, especially from Evie Lelouve, that I would like to try. So, yes. Una says, can't take the credit. Karen Harvey from the Gertie group did it first. It sounds immense though. Eliza says, I generally do not wear florals, but I absolutely love the floral fabric of your outfit. This one I would wear a lot. I'm so sorry. It's a very old print from my Aiki, and I don't think they do it anymore. Ali Stitchy Fingers, hi Shan, had a late breakfast today, so just switched on. Hello Ali, how are you? Eliza says, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Anne says, I suddenly can't hear anything. Is that you or me? Hopefully it's you. Oh no, somebody else is saying that Mary Ellen is saying that the audio isn't working. Maverick said that they had to restart. Christine says no issues here. Fingers crossed. Yeah, just give the page a refresh. and see if that works. Yeah, a bunch of you have gone. We've gone from 106 to 91, so I'm guessing quite a few of you are refreshing and seeing if that works. Una says, ooh, interesting. The Lana and Night and Day patterns were purchased for me by Hubs for Christmas and Black Friday discounts. So I'm excited that I now fit into the smaller size range. Nice. Yeah, those two are on my list as well. I have made the Night and Day dress before, but I kind of half-assed it, and I would like to do it better. Conchetta says, and I had the same issue, popped out and back in, all good now. Una says, I'm not going to make the Lana bodice until I get my ideal shape. Too much work to alter, but thinking I'll make a skirt for it for Christmas with some lovely plaid I've got. Nice. Rachel Lynn says, I'm not in a rush, so whenever. Thank you, Rachel Lynn. Natalie says, my mum wanted me to trim her hair with my fabric shears, lol. I had to say no, those are the rules. Yeah, no. Ali says, mine's fine. Anne says, all good now, good. Tristan says, had to get out and come back a couple of times. Interesting. It's not showing any issues on my end. Sorry about that. Elena says everything is fine here. So yeah, if you have any issues, try just refreshing your page and seeing if that works. But sorry, it doesn't appear to be an issue on my end. I haven't hit anything that I shouldn't have. This is one of the reasons that I'm a bit worried about multiple screens on a live stream, because we know that I would manage to fluff it up. Like, I have one camera to worry about. I am looking forward to doing Project Life with you guys next year, though. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it'll be nice to start using my stuff again. And I think because I'm going to be focusing on these slightly bigger projects, and because I'm only going to be doing one video a week, like proper video a week, not the Patreon waffles, it's going to be interesting to see if I end up getting some of my other things that I want to do done behind the scenes, like this, you know, the kind of like regular projects that I know I can just do really quickly. It's going to be interesting to see if I end up making the same amount of stuff next year, less stuff because I'm experimenting, or more stuff because I'm not attempting to film everything I do. I'm just attempting to film, hopefully, the new, interesting, slightly scarier projects. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting experiment next year. I might regret it massively, like 2 months in, and switch back to just making jersey projects. Although I'm not gonna have any jersey fabric left after this. So yeah. It's like, I think I can get, I can't bring myself to get rid of pieces this size, because I think I could probably get like a you know, like a gusset piece out of that. So yeah, I mean, do I have issues? Is it just me? Right, so I need to mark on the placement for where the shoulder seams get sewn to. Then I need to put in the notches. Then we can mark this as the back and try and cut out the sleeves. I'm hoping I can get out the long sleeves. I would really like the long sleeves for this one, just because it's a dark fabric. So in my head, that kind of equates to sort of colder months. No idea why that equates to colder months in my head, but it does. So yeah. Right, so I've got my orange pin, which will denote the back, because I need the pattern piece to cut out the next lot. That can go there, onto the pile. This goes on the I have been cut out pile. And then we try and arrange fabric so that I can get out. Oh, it might have enough. I have enough, and then I'll have a nice chunk at the bottom for, oh, please be wide enough. Because if it's not, I've got plenty for the 3/4 sleeve, which is good. But this would be really nice if you were wide enough. This end has rolled massively, but there is a bit. Ooh. It made me jump out of my skin.
Oh, that looks nice.
Thank you. Yes. Although I have got like it's a jumpsuit. Just got the jumper over the top.
It's nice.
Can I come say?
Hi, it's chilly.
Really cold.
5 degrees out there.
Yeah, it's
With a cold wind.
It's 19 in here. We're gonna do calendars when I finish with this, if that's all right.
Yes, I'll just do some.
Yeah. I saw this on Facebook Marketplace last night, and it's free. So I wondered if it would be good for the outside.
Oh. Yeah, it might be for that.
I've saved it.
How do we get it?
I have no idea.
Where is it?
I have no idea.
Oh, I see.
That Marketplace. Where's the saved ones? Saved. Yeah, I thought.
I mean, it would be fine if it's
free.
But it depends where
it comes
is.
into 2 pieces, and
it's Sundown.
Yeah, so it's not that far away.
No. Showdown.
But it says must be gone by Saturday, so don't know if it's already just been dumped. But I meant to show Dad this morning, but I was in a rush to get down here. Right. Are you going to fit? This might fit. Might just be able to squeeze.
Welcome to behead you, little one.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. You won't like it.
They were asking what you were working on the other day in the time lapse that I did.
Yeah.
So I've shown them the body. I didn't show them the face.
No, because the face isn't good.
Yeah. The one with the good face is up in the main house
yes.
still.
I don't know how you get this off, really. It's going to be interesting.
Oh, he's here. I can show Dad now. Where did I put my phone? I just had it. What have I done with it? I saw this on Facebook last night, and I wondered if it would be any good for between the things that over there. It's free and in Sandown.
Mm.
Might be good, mightn't it?
Because that's
Yeah, why not?
So we need to message her. I'll show you in a second. Sorry.
She's going to do calendars after.
Yeah, because I'm streaming at the moment. Do you want to come say hi to the peeps? Yeah, Dad wants a dresser for outdoors, and I saw this on Facebook last night. I was like, ooh, that could be perfect because it is free.
Hello. Furniture in the garden.
Yes. It's going to have like a covering over the top of it, but
Yeah. But it would be part of Mother's auricular theatre. That's got you going, isn't it?
Fancy.
Eh?
A fancy.
Yeah. I bet a few people know what that is.
The rest are
Right,
going to be asking.
I will wait till you summons me then.
Yeah, just because we'd have to.
Yeah.
No,
Film it.
you carry on.
Although, I mean, hang on. Do you guys mind if we film the beginning of Vlogmas
I'll
now?
come back later. I'll come back later.
Did you bring the calendar with you?
No.
Okay, so
I'll come
yeah.
back later.
Yeah.
That would help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
calendar would help. Hair and mouth. La la la. Where did I get to with the chat? Oh, could you take my that's from Rachel and Martin. Thank you. Taking my hot chocolate cup away. Mary Ellen says restarted my iPad and it's all well. We've had some internet issues. And Ace says sorry if you've explained it before, but what's Project Life? It's a Becky Higgins kind of way of scrapbooking. So I started it. This is 2016. Believe it or not, and I started it and I was trying to film it and I kind of got about 6 or 7 weeks in, or apparently 10, 11 weeks in, and I was trying to film it for because my YouTube channel started off life as a paper crafting channel, and it was really difficult to film it with the equipment I had at the time, so I kind of stopped, and then I just stopped doing it, and I'm really sad about it because I was enjoying it. But I thought, if I have you guys to hang out with on a Sunday, and if I prepare and print out all the pictures that I want, and I've got all the stuff, then we could do Project Life on a Sunday. So yeah, that's the plan. Let's see, someone's just messaged me. Is it the lady? Yes, but we're leaving just now. We'll be back on Saturday 17th. Oh, that works out perfectly, doesn't it?
Mm. So what? Just say yes, please.
Yes, so I said, works perfectly. We can come and collect it whenever you want. Oh, awesome, because Dad was saying that he wants a piece of furniture for the new pergola piece that he's built in the back garden. And I was just like, oh, yeah, let's keep an eye on Facebook Marketplace for something that might work. And that one came up, and it looks really good. And it's free. So I think he'll probably end up sanding it and painting it, won't he? Mm. And then there is like a top going over it. So yes, it'll be exposed to the elements, but it should survive outside. Trying to squeeze this sleeve on. Is this going to work? Oh, I think I'm like a centimetre out. It's all right, I've got enough to do the 3/4 sleeve, but I would have liked a long sleeve if I could have squeezed it. Yeah, I just, because if the seam allowances on this were 5/8 of an inch, then I would try it, but it's not. It's a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance, so there really isn't enough to do that one. So we're going to do 3/4 sleeve. Now, is this wide enough for me to cut this out in one go, or am I going to have to do it in 2 pieces? Probably going to have to do it in 2 pieces, aren't I? Yeah, because the problem with the long sleeve is the width of it, not the height of the piece of fabric that I've got. So I can stagger these. Yes, and I can't flip the fabric. I can't fold it on top of itself the other way because it's a directional print. So if I did that, I'd end up with one sleeve the wrong way up, which we do not want. So let's try and be as economical with this as possible so that we end up with a lot of fabric for lingerie making. Because cotton jersey, yes, for lingerie. Let's see. Cool, okay. So, all that works. Rachel then says, did you see the closet historian is considering live streaming? I suggested she talk to you. Oh, yes, I did. And I was going to say to her, oh, yeah, I just do it from my laptop. But she was talking about the fact that she has a PC rather than a Mac. So I'm not sure how much help I would be, but I was considering offering to like message her and just be like, oh yeah, like if you want to talk about it. But I also don't want to be that irritating person that won't leave her alone, because I do message her a lot. So I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't, but thank you for that. But yeah, live streaming with Bianca would be very much fun, wouldn't it?
I think I'd take the whole head off and do the whole thing.
Well, we all know how I feel about repairs, Mum. Did you guys hear what she was muttering in the background there? So if you're going to talk, Mum, just talk, because you're in shot.
Or you think I'm going to do the whole
Just
tent?
behead the cat and start again. I'll have to call it Anne Boleyn.
Poor puss.
You give it to Susan, not yet. Or the other one was Catherine, wasn't it? It got her head whacked off.
Yeah. That's right.
The young
Catherine Howard.
Yeah, Catherine Howard, the young one.
Yeah.
Because there were 2 Catherines, weren't there?
Yeah. Yeah, no Catherine Parks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other one, if you give her the both of them, one could be Catherine Parr and one could be or Anna Cleves. Was it Anna Cleves?
Anna Cleves, she divorced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was the one that everyone was like, oh, she not pretty, but you know, she's not actually that bad if you look at some of her portraits. And you know what? She did well.
But she
her own cottage, kept, you know, stipend, kept alive. Like,
yeah,
it's probably the best.
She was happy.
Yeah,
he quite liked talking to me.
Yeah, it's the best you can hope for with Henry the What's Your Noodles. So. Henry VIII, right?
Henry VIII.
Yeah. Remember his wife's name, not his. Yes. Russell said, Caroline, sorry. Caroline says, I once made a dress printed with limes and ended up with fruit on each cheek.
Ah,
nice. Silver Fox says, hello to Mum. Eleanor says, hi Jane, you're looking lovely today.
Thank you.
Ali's Stitchy Finger says, Sian, you look so slim in that outfit. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I was worried it was actually giving me a little bit of a pot belly yesterday. I was like, oh no, what have I done? But thank you. Right. It's taken me an hour and 10 minutes to cut out a front, a back, and one sleeve.
Right. There we are, look.
Headless kitty?
Headless kitty! Poor kitty!
I mean, the things that end up on my channel. I'm going to take my pant pieces away from you because you'll probably end up cutting into them or something.
Yeah, quite possibly. Quite possibly.
Take those away.
Rescue the ears.
Natalie says, good morning, Jane. Eliza says, for my precious fabric scraps, I found that if I cut them immediately for use, gussets, they are used. Otherwise, they sit proudly on the shelf. Yeah. When I get around to making underwear, I will do it. I will do it. This, I'm going to talk about it a bit more in the kind of like year in review video, which I am still going to do, even though some people think that they are not great. I like them. I enjoy seeing other people's year in review. I enjoy doing it myself and kind of like having a look back at what I have made and what worked for me, what I thought I loved at the time, like, you know, the navy dress with those sleeves. At the time, I was really happy with that dress and I just never wore it. So yeah, I really enjoy the year in review videos. I think that for me, they are informative and it's a fun look back at things that I've worked on. But the beginning of this year sucked ass. It was not a good year. It was not a good start to the year, and it's gotten better. But yeah, I definitely retreated into my comfort zone, and I didn't tackle a lot of the things that I wanted to this year because I was just like, you know what? I need to have control over one part of my life that I can actually positively affect and positively control and positively have complete control over, and that way, like, if it's not going to go wrong, do you know what I mean? And so like trying new things, like brand new, completely new genres of sewing, like lingerie sewing, just no. It's like, if it goes wrong, I'm never going to do it again. I'm going to just put it to the side and just be like, no, that's not for me. I fluffed up because I was in that mentality. And you know, I'm not expecting my first bra to be amazing. I'm expecting it to be properly first pancake syndrome. It's not going to be perfect, but I need to tackle it when I'm in the mental headspace to be like, okay, no, this is not my fault that this has happened. It's not me that's the problem. It's just my learning, you know, like this is a learning experience. But at the beginning of the year, like with everything else that was going on, there was just mentally I wasn't gonna survive everything going wrong sewing wise. I needed something to be good, and I'm good at certain parts of sewing, so I doubled down on that and, you know, stayed inside of my comfort zone, which at some point people started commenting on, and, you know, I was like, okay, yeah, I get your point. But yeah, next year, totally mentally prepared for projects that scare me and for things to go wrong, and for me to be like, okay, right, well, this is a learning experience and I can fix this and I can learn how to do this better, rather than I'm crap, I shouldn't be doing this, let's just completely retreat into my shell and do nothing. Because yeah, that could very easily have happened this year. This year really meh. But it's nearly done. We're in my favourite time of year. I do enjoy this time of year, and I'm making projects that I'm gonna love. So yeah, it's all gonna be good. It's all gonna be good. Right, I've got one sleeve cut out. Now I need to remember that I cut it out that way, so I need to flip the pattern over and cut it out the other one, the other way around. I mean, to be fair, I probably would get away with it because it's a jersey sleeve, but you want mirror images, not identical pieces. So one sleeve, two sleeves, and then nice decent chunk of fabric left over for lingerie making. I'm gonna get to read the chat. Natalie says, I hold on to way too many scrap pieces of dubious size, but I still haven't made my poof yet. Yeah, we do too. We do too. We have drawers of them. Although Mum is getting really good about taking those drawers to her quilting classes that she's running and giving them to other people to use. And then they keep trying to give them back. And she's like, no, it's yours now. It's yours to deal with, not ours anymore. So
take it away. I do not need these.
Yes.
They're a gift.
Yep. Right. Now, actually, is that going to fit over here? Oh, that is going to fit over here. So let's pin this in this little space here so that we preserve that nice long piece over there. Don't know why we're preserving that nice long piece over there, but let's do that. Elena says that's a nice dresser. It is indeed. Natalie says a big wooden unit. Yes. Elena says hi to Dad. Sorry, I'm very behind with the chat. Eliza says, could you use the scraps for cuffs to make the 3/4 or longer? I haven't traced out the cuff part of this pattern, and yes, I probably could, but I don't like a visible seam in the sleeve if it's the same print, and these are going to be 3/4 length sleeves, which is going to be fine because I do really like that length. I just didn't want this to be the shortest length of sleeve if I could avoid it, and I can, so I am happy with this. Besides, I've already cut one out now, so Caroline says there were 3 Catherines, of Aragon, Howard and Parr. Yeah, Aragon was the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That he divorced because she didn't give him any kids.
That is correct.
Natalie says, love the kitty. Elena says, we still love the kitty. Johanna says, good morning. My ironing board broke yesterday. I had to press up a gathered skirt hem on my sleeve board. Anyone have any referrals for a new one? Ours is, what brand is ours? Keter. Keter. I really like this one. Silverfox says years in review are great. Yes. Johanna says that should be recommendation. I am in the US. Joe says, I like your year in review video. Please keep it. I'm going to because I enjoy doing it. It does take me a very long time, and I did, like last year's was an hour and 45 minutes long, but I enjoy it. Una says, yes, I like the year in review. Also, Teresa says, Sian, your outfit's adorable on you. Your mum's kitty is so cute as well, head or not. There's a lot of stuffing for a cat's head, really, isn't it? As well.
It's amazing.
Ah, I almost cut out the sleeve the wrong way around. After all that, like, let's not forget to turn the pattern piece over. I almost did forget to turn the pattern piece over. This is what happens when I'm not concentrating. Okay. Una says, excuse me, I'm in and out a bit as keep having to refer to Gertie's tutorial. No worries. Ali says, I think you will be surprised with lingerie. You will find it easier than you think. I think it's just going to be the getting it to fit me the way that I want it to. I have a feeling that once I have got a couple of bra patterns to fit me the way that I want them to, that you guys will get sick of seeing me make lingerie. I can imagine. I think I talked to you about this last time we talked about lingerie. But I used to have a huge collection and I always enjoy wearing lingerie. And at the moment I have very boring sets. I mean, they're nice, they're pretty, they're lacy, but black, cream. I have a red one and that's it really. So yeah, I'm getting really bored of it because I used to like have this thing that I would always wear fancy underwear. But then I grew out of all my fancy underwear. So I donated it all. And now I need to start making some. Okay. So I'm going to be definitely making some lingerie from this print because I have a decent sized chunk that side and this side. Saskia says, personally, love the year in review video. A lot happens in a year and it's nice. It's a nice refresher. Yeah. And I actually didn't do any lookbooks for the beginning of the year either, because I was just plowing my way through my Cobra Corsage. I got very kind of blind, you know, like, must get this done. Again, it was something that I had control over, so it was, yeah, that was why that happened. But I didn't do any lookbooks for all of the Cobra Corsage stuff. It got featured in the waffles, so you guys have seen everything. But there are a few pieces that I would like to talk a bit more about because they deserve to be talked a little bit more about, I think. Right, let's cut in my notches so I can fit this in. I have a feeling that we are just going to be cutting out today. It's another nice chunk of fabric there for the lingerie stash. Okie dokie. An hour and 24 minutes, one t-shirt cut out. Gosh, I waffle a lot, don't I? Right. Tidy up as I go. Dad would be so proud. Let's catch up with the chat. Nimue says, I'm back and I missed the arrival of the QQ. Hi, Jane.
Hi.
Nimue. Hugh Graces says, love your year in review videos. It's great to see the makes again and hear how well they worked for you in everyday life. Moran says, Keta means crown in Hebrew. Ah, interesting. Gig Racer says, can empathise with the need to be in the right mindset to tackle scary projects. I'm in a similar boat with lingerie, made undies, but have yet to tackle bras. Dave and Rave says, hi, Sian and Mum. Hello. Jane, sorry. Silver Fox says, thanks for Hangout Peeps and Sian, heading to bed now before it becomes Monday. Hope the sewing goes well for today. Thank you. Enjoy and good night. Nimue says, good night to Silver Fox. Elena says, but think positively. If you cut everything today, then you will be able to sew everything before filming day spree. Yes, this is true. This is true. This is not a bad thing. Right, so I'm going to do this one next. Again, from the same company. I think it's Jellyfish Fabrics. This is a shell print. I actually think this is one of the ones that's not going to suit me color-wise when I get my colors done. And a lot of people were like, oh, well, there was actually a post in the sewing bloggers support group on Facebook about having their colors done, and some people were like, yes, do it, it's amazing, and some people were like, meh, and then other people were like, well, I just wear what I want. And like, I totally agree. Like, I mean, Mum, you had yours done in the 80s, 90s?
Ah, beginning of the 90s, and it has worked for me.
Yeah. Like, you really, really, really like it. And I always kind of thought it was like, oh, no, it's not going to be for me. I'm just going to wear whatever I want. And I'm not saying that because I have booked an appointment, I paid for it. She's coming on the 14th. I'm going to do a video about it around the dress ban as well. And I'm not saying that if she turns around and says, oh, you can't, this color looks awful on you, then I'm going to get rid of everything in my wardrobe that is that color, especially if it's things that I like. I'm just going to, it's just going to be an interesting experiment. So
it's how you wear the wrong colors
too,
because as long as you have the right colors next to your face.
Yeah, it's like I was saying with the parrot dice fabric. If I make that up and then put a collar on it with a solid color that works with the fabric, but also is one of my complementary colors.
Yeah,
that will make it
perfect.
Much more wearable. So this is exactly. I just think it's going to be an interesting experiment. I'm looking forward to the experience. The lady's a stylist as well, and she's going to do like a free kind of body shape consultation of what she thinks I should be wearing. And I think it's just going to be interesting to have somebody else's perspective on it. And again, I'm happy with my clothes. I'm happy with what I wear, and I'm happy with the way I dress. The no dress experiment did highlight a few outfits where I was like, oh, I don't actually look as good in that as I thought I did when I see it on camera. So it's going to be interesting to have somebody else's perspective on it. But at this point, I think I'm set in my ways enough that it's like, you know what, just because something flatters you, which again, I'm not a huge fan of that word, but just because something flatters you doesn't mean to say that if somebody else says that you should be wearing this thing, doesn't mean to say that you have to wear the thing. Like, dress how you want to dress in the way that makes you happy. Right.
It's like me, I never wore pencil skirts because I knew my hips were big.
Yeah.
But actually, with a suit with a waist in it, they actually look really good.
Yeah.
So I did start wearing them.
Like, I don't wear pencil skirts because I can't get any that fit me off the high street. And the idea of trying to make them, I did try and make the Charlotte skirt from By Hand London, and I followed their tutorial for a full hip and butt adjustment, and it was no good. It didn't work for me. So unless it's a jersey pencil skirt, I've shied away from them because the idea of trying to make them does not appeal. I used to wear them a lot more when I was skinnier, but yeah, the idea of trying to make them work for me now really doesn't appeal. But I'm going to be doing the slopers in January, and one of those is a pencil skirt because the whole point of slopers is that they're close fitting to your body so that you can then adjust them from there. So you add the fullness and the flare. So like, my theory is that if I do a pencil skirt that is perfectly fitted to my body, then I might actually make more of them, or any of them, one of them, because it's going to fit me. And it's going to fit me so that I don't have to do a whole bunch of alterations to it. But yeah, she's doing, like I say, a body analysis as well of like what shapes I should be wearing, which I think is going to be quite interesting. And just because somebody tells you should be doing something doesn't mean to say that you actually have to do the thing. Yes.
Advice, please.
Sure.
That be better for his chin and mouth?
No, because no. His body's that. Don't mess
Yeah, I had the dark green. I didn't think it looked that brilliant.
We'll put the dark green somewhere else then. Like that. He's already very busy.
Where's the dark green?
Oh, I thought you meant the fairy frost.
No.
I would use the fairy frost.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were saying that you had the fairy frost and that you were going to use this.
It was that.
No, use the fairy frost.
Which I didn't quite like.
No, don't use that because that doesn't work. Use the fairy frost because that'll go in with his chin.
Right.
Yes, sorry, I misunderstood.
Ah, there you are. Thank you.
Notice how we haven't asked your opinion.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. No.
No, I can't use this for everything. I have to have.
You know his chin. Where's his old head?
In the bin.
It's so mean. Yeah, so use fairy frost for these bits, and then maybe use the pink roses for these bits.
Ah, what, for his cheeks?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, I can do that.
That could work.
I can do that.
When we get
like
to
an idea.
Helen says, yes, off to bed too. So glad to have seen you live. Thank you for joining us, Helen. Natalie says, does anyone have a favourite dungaree pattern? I'm thinking of either the Heyday or the Yanta, but I'm not sure. I haven't made any, so I don't have one. Does anybody else? David and Rove says, you are both looking festive, jolly and comfy and snug. Flowery dress and red jumper. I actually have.
That won't work for his cheeks unless I do. I'd have to do the back as well.
Why?
Or do you
This
think...
is his eyes. This is not his cheek.
No, these are his cheeks.
Oh. Well, his muzzle. I'm confused. Where's the head that you've thrown away? Where's the other bit of it? You put it back in the bin. Yeah. Right. So, personally, I would do this in this. Then I would do that and that in the pink roses. And then the back of his head could be this as well.
Leave his back of his head like that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't quite join.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter?
No.
Okay.
I mean, he's a patchwork cat. He's not. Yes. He doesn't have to have like perfectly aligned seams on fabrics.
That's true.
Eleanor says, love, 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 love that shell fabric. Me too. Natalie says, imagine she says green isn't your colour. Yeah, we're going to fall out. She says green isn't. There's going to be some shades of green that are my colour. Because Rachel made the point as well. She listened to a colour consultant talk about this as well. She was like, there are warm and cool tones of every colour. So just because one colour doesn't work for you in the warm tone, maybe the cooler tones will. So yeah. But yeah, no, we'll fall out if she says I can't wear green. Like, no. Nicola, no. Barbara says, good night, all time for bed for me as well, as it's 11:57. Have a great week coming. Thank you, you too. David and Rave says, dress to please yourself, not anybody else. Exactly. Gig Racer says I might have to redo my colours as I cut 2 feet off my blonde hair. It's still bra strap length and dyed it dark purple this week. It's still much darker and I'm unsure of the colours, if my colours still work. I think at some point they do take your hair away and out of the equation.
Yeah, no makeup.
No makeup. Ooh. And I mean, I have no makeup on now, so. But yeah, I think they take your hair out of the equation because your hair colour does change frequently over your life. Well, at least it does if you're me. So yeah. Una says, I've had my colours done. In fact, I trained in it but never finished, and it saved me so much time and money over the years. Nimori says, I'm most curious about how to make not your colours work for you. I have a cream duvet cover set with blue flowers in my stash to make a dress. I need a chunky blue piping along the edges for sure. Yeah, like I said, what I was thinking of was like, if I do keep that paradise fabric, then doing like the collar Revere in one of my good neutrals that matches that fabric will then frame my face but still allow me to have that other colour on. That's my plan anyway. Joe says, I made the Charlotte skirt years ago and the last minute decided to cut a whole load of length off as I thought it was more me. It was a terrible decision and I never wore it. Oh no! Oh no! Una says, and in fact, my pink hair is the right shade of pink for my skin tone, a warm coral pink. But if I've made it fuchsia pink, I'd look like death warmed up. Diane is here with a purple screamy face by the looks of things. Natalie says, I used to have purple hair, but did not suit it at all. It was a blue leaning purple, and I've since come to realise that blue is really not my colour. Yeah, I like my dark blue black hair. I think it works for me. It's going to, again, be interesting. Conchetta says, yellows are hard for me. There are a few that work and the others go horribly wrong. I've made some bright yellow t-shirts and actually I was surprised how much I liked them on me. So it's going to be interesting. Joe says, I think someone did my colours at work a few years back and they said I'm a warm winter. Interesting. Natalie says, right, cooler tones don't suit me. Una says, don't worry, Shan, there's green in all the seasons. Yeah, no, yeah, I don't think I'm going to get told I can't wear these. Because that really would be a disaster. Okay. So this one, again, is a directional print. Oh, I was going to ask you, Mum, what are these flowers called?
Those ones.
They've got that, like...
Oh, Aquilita.
Aquilita, thank you.
I think.
Aquilita.
They come in all sorts of colours. I haven't actually seen a blue one, though.
Oh, maybe not. Because that, to me, looked very familiar.
Oh,
but
right.
Maybe it's purple that I was thinking of.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely purple. I expect there is a blue one. They're lovely. And they self-seed, which is even better.
Yeah, this cutting out with my sewing table up is really annoying.
With what?
My sewing table's still up. I can't get around my table.
Oh.
You do it frequently.
Yeah, I can't get around it.
I haven't even started filming Vlogmas today. I've still got tonight's to edit.
Ooh.
Only a little bit of editing. I've got to add in some B-roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Monday's Vlogmas might be a short one. Just so you're aware. Mind you, I said that about yesterday's one and it's ended up being 17 minutes long because I waffled, which we all know I can do well. find an orange pin because this is the back. You're muttering away in the background.
Yeah, sorry.
It's all right. Thinking out loud. We all do it.
Yes.
Where did I get to with the chat? So Caitlin says, I've given away fabrics that were not my colours palette after my analysis. The beauty is that everything will go together if you sew by in your colour palette. Yeah. Nimue says, yellows and everything leaning yellow is out of the question for me unless I want to look like the impression of a Victorian ghost. Conchetta says, funny you mentioned the cutting table. I was just thinking how much envy that cutting space. I know. I'm so glad that Dad made this for me. I love this. Mum can't move it. Have you tried since the handles have been put on?
No.
It's quite.
I won't do it while you go.
No. You'll get very seasick.
Yeah. That wouldn't be fair.
No, that wouldn't be good. Let's not make the peeps seasick.
No. Not that.
No. It would not be good. Okay. A little bit. If this one ends up being one of those colours that I shouldn't be wearing, this is going to end up as a pajama top. So, you know, it's not like it's going to be the end of the world. But it's not remotely on green. Now it is. That's better. That is better. Right. Strategically place this. That's better. Elena says, we don't mind the length of your videos in any direction as long as we can watch them. Oh, thank you. I want to try and get over the 8-minute mark for Vlogmases because that means that you're allowed mid-roll adverts. And one of the purposes of doing Vlogmas is because of the advertising revenue at this time of year. It's the busiest time of year and the best paid time of year as well. And I was thinking about this the other day, actually. Every single job that I've had, this has been the busiest and best paid time of year that you don't take off. Like when I worked in a travel agency. Oh no, travel agency, it was January that was our busiest time of year. December was dead because everyone was waiting for the January sales. But this is when I was 16, 17. And that kind of, you know, there were no sales in December. But yeah, every other job that I've had, it has been like, you can't have time off. You must be at work. You must do the things.
We had that in nursing too.
What, December was busy?
Winter.
Just winter.
Summer. But you still couldn't all go on the same time. And
yeah.
All had to be very carefully planned.
Well, I mean, that's the same for everything though, doesn't it? Like, unless you're self-employed.
Yeah. But we didn't have advertising revenue. This is true.
Yeah. Natalie says, my current cutting table is my chest freezer. Lol. Good use of a chest freezer, though. Monica says, good morning, Sean and Jane. Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Front is cut out. Just need to put in its notches, its markings, and its pin. And then we can see if I can squeeze the sleeves out because I cut this one slightly differently, hoping that the sleeves would be fitting on what I've got left. We shall soon find out. Carol says, good morning from New York City. Good morning, Carol. Nimue says, our busiest times are January, March, July, September, and October, sometimes only for 2 weeks. Exam time, papers due, and arrival of new students. Everything on campus works on its own schedule. That all makes sense, Nimue. Summer fruits squash. Delicious. Right. Spit for the lingerie stash, which will happen. Psyching myself up to it. It's gonna happen. Okay. Now, cut this one out slightly differently so that I wasn't trying to preserve the same amount of length at the bottom. And hopefully that's now given me a wide enough piece to cut out the long sleeves, which means I think I've done it. I think I've done it. I think I've done it. Yeah. Ooh, just. Very, very, very just. Sorry?
Where's my nose gone? I cut it out. I've lost it.
Oh dear. She's lost its nose. Yeah, you do it again, then you'll find it.
Yeah.
So then you'll have to make another cat because you've got a spare nose.
Yeah. Yes. They're fun to make.
That's
They're
good.
fiddly.
Yes. Yeah, those dragons were fiddly. They were fun, but they were fiddly.
Yes, I didn't realise you had to make a muslin for cats as well. Yeah.
Well, I think you didn't quite understand the instructions. When
No, they were different. Not straightforward. Pictures aren't very good.
Yeah. But the second one's come out very well, so
Yeah, he's lovely.
makes you only having to remake the head.
Yeah.
Chat's gone quiet now.
Has it?
Yeah.
They've gone to sleep. Or they're working.
They're all too busy doing things
Yeah.
to be typing.
Yeah, I'm glad I can talk because I couldn't do this and type.
Yeah.
My brain wouldn't function.
Well, there is 129 peeps at the moment.
Oh, lovely.
Conchetta says, QQ, it makes you feel better. Spent 20 minutes searching for a cutout interfacing last night.
Oh, dear.
It happens to all of us, doesn't it? You cut something out, you put it down, and then
Yay.
it gets lost. It develops legs and walks away of its own accord.
Well, we have no nose, but we do now. We have a new nose.
New nose, which means you'll now find the other nose.
The other nose, yes. Almost certainly. I have ladies coming tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock.
For what?
Patchwork.
What, here?
Yep. To finish their table runners.
Why aren't you doing it at the shop?
Because that's every third Wednesday.
Okay. So why are they doing it here and not at home?
They need extra help.
Okay. Are you charging them for this?
No.
I don't think you're understanding the point of running a course.
Probably not. But I'm enjoying it.
Well, that's good.
Yes. Whatever.
Rachel Lynn says, I'm making a shoulder dragon next. Nice. I need to make one for myself. Because they are unbelievably cute. Fighting with your fabric. Good. Let's put in the notches. And then I've got my sleeves cut out of this one. And then I've still got 3 left to do. But I think I'm going to catch up with the chat because we're at 1 hour and 53 minutes and I've got 2 t-shirts cut out. Yeah. It's going to be some pretty t-shirts though. Okay. Still got to do our calendars. Let's catch up with the chat. Eleanor says, but isn't it a rule to make a muslin for everything for the first time? Yeah, first pancake. That's what that is, Mum. It's your first pancake.
Yes, it was my first pancake.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very pretty.
Yeah. And it's nice that you can, it's just the head that you've got to redo. You can keep the body. Yeah. Nimue says, don't forget to like the stream Peeps. Yes, 123 of us and 62 likes.
Ooh.
Carol says to Nimue, just about to say the same thing. Nimue says, I'm still not past tracing the shoulder dragon. I might make...
Sorry.
This is the thing. So I ask her to be quiet in the background when I'm trying to film something. And she's like, yeah, sure. And then she does something thinking, oh, this will be really quiet. And then her machine's like, yeah. And she's like, so I have to refilm. So yes, this is what I'm talking about. Nimue says, I might make it a hand sewn project next year. Don't trust myself with those tiny pieces on the machine. Yeah, it was very well written. So surprisingly, I was surprised by how well it came together because those pieces are tiny. But yeah, I get what you mean. Especially if you don't have to give it to a child that's going to tear it apart, then hand sewing it might be the way forward. Not saying that your hand sewing is, but you know what I mean. For me, my hand sewing, I wouldn't trust that for a child. Although I had hand sewn the head on because you have to. I went around 3 times. I hope it hasn't come off. I mean, I did say I'd fix it, but it's not like we're talking anymore, so I can't. Monica says, trying to find the motivation to get out of bed right now and get right to understitching the sleeve placket from last week that I sewed on backwards and finish my dress for Tuesday's Christmas work party. You can do it. Jo says, heading out for lunch. You finished by the time I get back. Have a lovely week. You too. Conchetta says, I do love the cat. I think maybe I think it might be a fun to find a pattern to use up all of my Mandalorian fabric. That would be very cool. A Star Wars droid cat. Yes. Alana says, and yes, everything has legs. Had to redraft one pattern 3 times because it kept disappearing till the day I haven't found those first 2 drafts. Rachel then says, I'm basting in a pocket and realised that I'm putting it in crooked. I told myself, what the heck did I do? And my daughter walks by and goes, nobody knows, Mama. Nobody knows. I mean, she's right. Awesome. Sarah says, you guys are being so productive. I'm procrastinating finishing a university paper. Oh. I have no advice to offer for that whatsoever.
How do you procrastinate?
I mean, I can give massive advice on procrastinating.
Yes.
Watch any of my waffles. It's a litany of procrastination. Mind you, to be fair, my procrastination tends to be slightly productive because I tend to do things that I've put off, because the thing that I'm procrastinating doing is something that I don't want to do even more than the things I've been putting off. So like reorganizing these shelves was like, yeah, this seems like a logical thing to be doing when I have no time. So, yeah. Anyway, it's been 2 hours nearly, just under 2 hours. I hope you guys have enjoyed the waffle. I have managed to cut out 2 t-shirts. I've got 3 to go, and then hopefully I'll get some of them sewn today. So there might be a short later of a look what I've sewn today, like yesterday's version. We need to do our calendars, so I'm going to have to get Dad down here with his calendar. And then, oh yeah, Mum, which thread do you want to open today? Hers still hasn't arrived. Yeah, it's not the postal workers' fault that they're striking. They're striking for good reasons, but still, I'm starting to worry that Dad's birthday present isn't going to arrive either, because that was ordered a while ago and still hasn't turned up. So
I know where my dad's present is.
Yeah, so do I. We've got to go and get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to do a Christmas day out. There's a shop on the high street in Shanklin that's called Jingle Bells, I think it is. It's a Christmas shop. It's open all year round. So we're going to go in at Christmas, and we're going to go to Busy Bees as well, aren't we?
Yeah.
And go and pick up Dad's birthday present. So, yes. Julie says, good morning from Woodstock, Georgia. 39, 4 degrees here. Brr. That is chilly. We're up to 21. Right. Good thing I put it on 22. So, come on. Yes. Thank you for hanging out with me. And I do say this in tonight's Vlogmas, but the reason we don't have Christmas decks and Christmassy stuff up yet is because it's Dad's birthday on the 9th. So we do birthday first, then Christmas.
Quite right.
So it will get slightly more Christmassy next week, not next month. Words are hard. Next week, and after Papa's birthday. So I'm going to get the calendars done, start today's Vlogmas, and then go and get some food, and then carry on cutting out these t-shirts so that I can get to some sewing. I might actually cut out some other stuff. Just prepare a whole bunch of projects whilst I'm in the mood. But maybe I won't, because the sewing machine's in the way and it's already annoying me having to cut. So no, I'm going to get the t-shirts cut out, get those sewn up, and then put the sewing table away so that I can cut out the other projects that I want to get done with a bit more room. So yeah, thank you for joining me, and I will see you all next Sunday for a hangout, and there will be Vlogmases every day until then. So I shall see you all then. Bye. You gonna say bye?
Bye.
Bye.